right, all. Well, thank you for joining today. I appreciate it. I know it's been a little bit of time. I've been kind of traveling a lot. There's been a lot of events within Salesforce overall over the course of the last, oh gosh, 2 months since Dreamforce. When if you guys were all at Dreamforce or not, I'm not sure, but we did a little gathering there for the folks in the insurance community there, and then I've been traveling all over the place trying to get you guys as much information as possible in regards to some of the new things that are coming out for insurance. I'm sure that you guys have all heard of the agent force and all the hype in and around that. I'm actually going to do something here in a couple of weeks that talks a little bit more about the agentic AI. I did a presentation with the Salesforce team at the Financial Services Summit in New York this week. And so I'll kind of come in and present that as we get into this holiday season, as people are coming through and learning more information about what's going on. So go ahead and get started here. Let's see if I can get this to go. Thank you so much for taking your time today to come and learn a little bit more. I appreciate the community so much. And, this is a volunteer thing for me. So I really love kind of coming and trying to help you guys succeed in some way, shape, or form, and appreciate you guys taking your time as well. I know that time is precious these days. So thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions or want to collaborate in some way, shape, or form, please let me know. The whole reason that I'm doing this is to help you all kind of know what's going on in the ecosystem. And I also would love for you guys to learn from each other. So if you guys have topics that you would really like for me to cover, or if you guys have questions for the group overall, please let me know what those are. We're here for you and making sure that you guys succeed. So for today, I've got a few different agenda topics. We've got kind of the Winter 25 release. So we'll review the release for insurance features that are out there. We'll talk a little bit about the data cloud for insurance. There's some really cool AI automations and service processes and things that are now out there for the insurance accounts and claim summaries. There's also a few things around some custom terms and those kinds of things if you guys are using policy admin on your side that I've been implementing for a lot of our clients. And it was custom at one point. And so it's really cool to see that it's there and templated and ready for you to use in the back end from a services perspective. I also have a demo from Salesforce. They actually gave me access to one of their recent recordings. And so working through those, and I'll play that for you guys. It's about 10 minutes or so. I thought instead of me recreating it, that we would kind of just talk about it, and I'll pause as we kind of go along to see if there's any questions or anything and get reactions from folks as well. But there's some really cool demos that are here as well. And then just kind of some general announcements overall. All right. For those of you who don't know me, I feel like I've met all of you before, but I'm Danielle Laffey. My day job is the principal of insurance solutions and go-to-market at Silverline, which is an implementation partner. We specialize in financial services, and I hang out in the insurance world any and all the time. So I've been in the ecosystem for, goodness, almost 20 years, a little over 20 years at this point. And I was an accidental admin who turned into a consultant about 13 years ago and have been focusing on the insurance vertical for about 6 or 7 years now. Have a plethora of large carriers, small brokers, and everybody kind of in between that I've worked with over the course of the last few years. I'm a Salesforce MVP. I've been that for the last 5 years. I'm the Trailblazer community, obviously the Trailblazer community leader here. We've got Monica, Monica Sandberg is also one of my co-leaders. She wasn't able to join today, so give a shout out to her. She's been a longtime MVP and in the ecosystem for about as long as I have in the insurance space specifically, which has been awesome. So it's a little bit about me. All right, let's dig into the content a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Salesforce kind of put this into specific themes overall, because there's so many things that came out in the Winter 25 release. I don't know if you guys feel the same as I do, but the updates and the releases that are coming out are significantly more than what they have been in the past. They're coming fast and furious at us. I think that they're really trying to make sure that they are keeping up with the technology, as the technology is changing so quickly. And so this is a few of the areas that they kind of broke things out in. This is for all of financial services overall, because again, that winter release for all financial services goes in with that. And so today we'll cover some of those data-driven insights that happen within Data Cloud for insurance specifically, because we're in the insurance vertical, right? I know you guys don't care that much about the commercial banking side of the world. There's also a few wealth and asset management components. So depending on what type of insurance companies that you guys are working with, sometimes I'm seeing a lot of overlap at this point in time with that. And so we'll go through a couple of those. You've got your insurance account and claim summaries. Again, I got a really cool demo from Salesforce that I'll play back here for you all so that you guys can see that. And then there is a really cool announcement that's coming out for anyone who's in the brokerage space. The insurance brokerage, which is what they're kind of affectionately calling Broker Force, has come out. And so there's a significant investment that they put into kind of that commercial and broker space around account team management, some of those commissions and revenues that are out there, and also the different lines of business servicing. For the different lines, which is really cool. We've been building a lot of custom solutions on the FSC components for insurance brokers, and it's really neat to see that this has come out. Michelle Lewis has put her heart and soul into this. If you guys are not familiar with who that is, she's kind of the product owner for insurance on the broker side, and has really put her heart and soul into making this wonderful to work with. It actually can take over a lot of the capabilities that something like an Applied Epic or some of those other systems can do. So that is coming. I'm not talking about that specifically today, but I did want to let you guys know that that is coming out. I'll have more information on that. I'm actually going to San Francisco in December to get fully enabled on it as it's coming out in the spring release. So, all right. Let's kind of dive into it a little bit. So Einstein for insurance. There are a few things that have kind of come out that are two new enhancements that came out for Einstein for insurance. One is the account summaries and one is the claim summaries. With these particular features, they're using the generative AI portion of things in the already existing insurance workflows to help both agents and claim adjusters to be able to get quickly get the context of an account or claim history for the client, servicing that client faster, reducing time. I'm sure that you guys have probably seen this in just kind of the general, when they came out with the regular Gen AI, they had some components for sales and service. I think that service is the only one that is fully GA at this point in time. And then sales is coming out next week or the week after, if I remember correctly. And then this will be pushing along, and it just really taps into what you already have for the out-of-the-box components and capabilities within insurance, and that FSC data model and some of those services and things that they have available to you out there within those SKUs. And just really improves the claim evaluations. And again, I have a demo for this that we're going to go through here in a little bit. It's a couple of minutes long that Salesforce has been kind enough to record and let me share. So because it's not all GA, I don't have access to all of the demo environments yet. They have all that information in a regular SEO org, but in the IDEO orgs, they don't have all of that out yet. So I'm excited to show that for you guys here in a few. But I thought that was really cool, and this is something that I feel like is very, very helpful for the insurance folks who are looking to reduce time. It's significantly faster. I do have some resources available to you guys. Again, I'll be sharing this deck out with you guys afterwards, so you guys can kind of see the links. But there is an AI use case library that has all of the new features that are available to you for the use cases and some of those kind of out-of-the-box services that they have available. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the Winter 25 demos here, but I'll also make sure that that gets linked out so you guys can see that too. I think that it's kind of behind a wall, so you'll have to sign in to show that that you're a legit person to kind of go look at it. And then there's also a really cool one. They did a webinar recently in a demo that was called Sell Smarter and Resolve Issues Faster with AI for Insurance. It's a pretty cool webinar that they had a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that you guys might find some of the information very useful. So I'll make sure that that also gets linked both here and in the community pages too, as I am putting that information out for you. Data cloud for insurance. So mixed reviews on this one from some of the folks that I've been working with on a regular basis for the insurance portion of things. But we've got quite a bit of information now connected to the financial services cloud and data cloud. So if you guys are using data cloud or looking for potential use cases for data cloud, for the most part, if you're looking to use AI or any sort of the Einstein capabilities within Agentforce or some of those components, that actually sits on top of Data Cloud, if you guys were not aware of that. So it is something that you probably should get to know if you're looking at using kind of that trust layer AI in Salesforce in some way, shape, or form within your organizations. So the policy data model and the claims data model is now fully built out on Data Cloud overall. This really results in an easier setup for you, and users can swiftly query and summarize all of the accounts, all the policies, and all of the claims up into information for calculated insights and for segmentations to be able to take actionable actions within that data itself. You can access the data in real time to provide updates and insights to both the agents and brokers as well. And it can, again, as I mentioned, segment the customers via that client's engagement, all the different client engagement channels that you have. One of the cool things about it is that if you're pulling information out from some of your legacy systems and into Data Cloud, and then you've got Salesforce, it's a zero, you kind of have that zero, what is that called? Oh my gosh, I'm totally spacing the name of it. Zero copy. My goodness, so sorry. The zero copy into your orgs, which is, I thought, really cool, and kind of helps from a data storage perspective, as well as just being able to utilize and see all that data in one spot. But it works very, very well from a contextual perspective for whoever it is that your users are. But again, you're not having to copy all that information back and forth, so your truth source can stay your truth source as they go through from a data cloud perspective. Some of the information, additional information that's coming out on this, we've got the Process Studio for insurance. If you guys are not familiar with the Process Studio, it's really cool. It comes as part of the kind of omni-channel components that are available to you from the insurance SKUs perspective. As I mentioned, kind of that embedded AI and Service Process Studio is also available in there, which is really neat. I'm going to show you guys really quickly in a couple of the demos that are here, the alerts framework, the data cloud framework, and the data model enabled in data cloud. And then this is something that I have found to be really cool, is that custom terms support package that is now available. So in the old SKUs that they had, you had the ability to basically have an annual term, and that's kind of how it was supported for endorsements and all those other items. Now you have the ability to do that off cycle, and you can put custom terms in there too. So if you need 6 months or quarterly, monthly, etc., which I've had a lot of my customers who want to do it that way, you have the ability to now do that out of the box with all of the Salesforce features and functionality with no customizations. So do you guys have any questions on that before I kind of dive into the demos? All right. Okay. I'm going to take that as a no, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. I'm going to go to full screen really quick so you guys can see this. Again, this is something that Nikhil was very nice to be able to record for me so that I could share it out with you all, since I don't have an actual demo org that has all the information in it. It's not fully available to everybody yet, but it will be coming here in the next couple of weeks, is my understanding. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll turn off my screen so that you guys can see this full screen from a picture perspective, and I'll have you guys walk through this. So. All right. And it might help if I turn the
request
volume
intake
down.
to
All
case
right.
fulfillment to build
Let's start that
end-to-end
again.
section.
Okay.
The service process to capability provides feature set which will allow the customers to build end-to-end omni-channel service processes to oversee all functions for customer servicing, which starts from request intake to case fulfillment, right? And the service process studio or the service process configurations that we have in the platform are tightly coupled with other platform capabilities such as Omni scripts, flows, flow orchestrator, and BRE, which are also highly configurable and dynamic, hence making it very easy to use and easy to implement. Now, the service process, let me just in the interest of time. So the service process definition also allows you to create service catalog or case attributes, which allows the customers to capture and store case-specific data for a specific servicing use cases or service processes without extending the case data model. As we know, there can be different types of customer requests for an insurance carrier, and each request requires to capture a specific set of data for case fulfillment. The service process studio will provide capabilities of compartmentalizing and storing these data assets for specific service processes without extending the data model for a case or its related objects. So here we can create case attributes for each kind of service processes where we can even set like hierarchy of case attributes from parent to child and also link the case data model to the attributes as base attributes. So there can be multiple uses of the same field from the case, depending on the different use cases that we're catering to, right? Now, moving forward, as I mentioned before, due to its easy configurability and low-code nature and its tight integration with other configurable and dynamic Salesforce platform capability like Omni scripts, flows, flow orchestrator, BRE, creating and implementing service processes is at least 5 to 7x faster than without service process with code-based implementation. Because as we know, the service initiation, the service process initiation, which starts from request intake to fulfillment, is a journey for the service implementers. So like this is a great revelation as it reduces the implementation cost and time by like more than 7x. Now going to the specific out-of-the-box component that we are releasing as a part of 252, the out-of-the-box service process is the proof of insurance service request, which captures the request along with the policy details in context and stores it to a case while generating a PDF of the insurance ID, and it sends it to a customer via email through the flow orchestrator. The process is compatible for insurance providers or insurance carriers who do have the servicing capabilities in Salesforce and use Salesforce as both system of records or system of information, and it caters to both the health and the property and casualty scenarios. And all the case attributes, like I mentioned before, for this specific use case, and the setups and the configurations of Omni scripts, flows, flow orchestrator has already been set up and delivered out of the box, ready to use as a template. You can extend it and use it as per your requirements. Now, let's go ahead and see a quick demo of this service process. Service request. For this use case, for an insurance ID card for a vehicle, would be able to go and choose the particular type of policies and filter it.
Did you guys lose me?
Yeah, I cannot see you. your screen.
Huh, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Let me try again. All right. Can you guys see
Yes,
screen?
I do.
Okay. All right. I don't know how far back that went, so let me restart this part. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened.
Policy. So this, as a CSR, I would click on the request proof of insurance button, which would launch an OmniScript. Here we have configured the details in such a way where the customers or the CSR would be able to go and choose the particular type of policies and filter it based on the type if the customers have a large number of policies. And from there onwards, they are able to click on a particular policy and select the policy for which they want the proof of insurance. When you click on next, they'll get further details which dives into the particular assets of the policy. And as I mentioned, Julia Green wanted proof of insurance for a particular vehicle, in this case, which is Audi Q3. We click on that, we select the Audi Q3 and click on next. Here we can see the final details of this service request, and based on these details, once the CSR confirms with the customer and the customer agrees with it, we click on submit. Once the submit button is clicked, the out-of-the-box create case API, which is provided by the Service Process Studio capability, creates a case and associates the attachment, which is the proof of insurance, to the case, as you can see here. So this is the proof of insurance ID, which comes out of the box. Not only that, as you can see on the right-hand side, we have captured some details of the policy within the case itself. And this is done without extending the case data model. Now let's go through and see how it is done. We have defined service process definition for the request insurance proof. This comes out of the box. If you want to extend and use it as per your requirement, you can clone it or create a new service process and select a template which request insurance proof is available as. So now when we view, you'll be able to see what are the configurations that are provided out of the box. Here, we have provided data attributes, which are nothing but extended data that can be stored within a case or a service catalog, which extend the data model of the case without adding fields to the case and the case related objects. By this, what it means is like if each and every case has a different use case and you want to store different types of data for each and every kind of service request, you should be able to do it by creating data attributes for specific use cases and using that within the service process flows. And this is already configured and you can extend it as per use case and requirement.
I'm just going to pause for a second there. This was like a game changer for some of the people that I've been working with on a regular basis. The fact that we can kind of extend that, because I think that every single insurance person that I've worked with from a case perspective, of course, has some sort of custom fields that they want to put on here. So I thought this was great. I was really excited about it.
In addition to this, we have also provided the flow orchestrator, which does the fulfillment of the case. So in this case, the fulfillment, which means the email is generated and sent to the end customer. So in this process, what we're doing is we are creating the attachment, we are associating it with the case, and further on, we are verifying that email is being sent in the right manner with all the correct details to the right customer. And also, we are notifying the user or the sender of that email if there is any failure. So these are the components that comes out of the box for our service process studio flow, which is requesting proof of insurance for a customer. And this can be used for both the internal and the external user, as the context for the internal user is account and the external user is the home page, which takes the user ID dot account. And based on that, you can paste on the custom community site as well. Thank you.
So that was really cool to see that come to life. I thought that some of the templated flows that are out there are going to save a significant amount of time from a configuration perspective. as I'm going in and helping customers try and figure out scope and effort to get some of this done. I thought that was really neat. So I don't know, does anyone have any reactions on that one before I go to the next one? Okay, we'll kind of keep on moving then.
Thank you so much. I'll move on to the next section. If folks have any question, now please address it to the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer it after my demo is done or after my presentation is done. Now, heading to the generative AI section, let's talk about a few of the enhancements that we have made for this release. So the first thing is we have viewed 2 of our prompt templates for record summaries. The first template is our policyholder summarization, which takes its grounding data from count, insurance policy assets, insurance coverages, claims, and claim item, to provide a comprehensive summary of the insurance account for the end user, whoever it may be. It can be the CSR, it can be the captive agent who wants to know deeper about the insurance customer. As we all know, like insurance data, specifically the policies and claims, are quite deeper, and it gets tricky for a new user or even a seasoned user to get deeper into the knowledge base of what the data offers for these objects. So we are trying to make it easy for them to have these information on the fingertips, right? So the first use case is we are providing a policyholder account summarization prompt template, which can be leveraged on the embedded AI UI, which is a platform capability, but also that can be leveraged for the Einstein Copilot action widget as well. Now, secondly, we have also provided out-of-the-box prompt templates to summarize the claim data for the end customer. For this use case, the grounding data for generative AI is collected from multiple objects, insurance claim being the parent, the claim items, the claim participants, claim coverage payment details, the payment summaries. And this, as I mentioned, as claim also can be a deeper data set. And this gives the claim user a deeper view of what the claim and its related objects are trying to provide at a glance. Now, let's go ahead and see a quick demo for this as well. Here we see the CSR has landed on the customer account page, which is the out-of-the-box insurance service console, as Julia Green has called in to inquire about her account and revisit some of the details for her policy. And also, she wants to know the pending payment statuses of the claims which she raised against the home insurance that she has with the insurance carrier. In this case, with our out-of-the-box service console and the Einstein generative AI capability placed with the actions which we provide out of the box, here we can see that the account details with all the policy and claim information has been provided within this layout. Here we can see within the GenAI capability, here we can see the out-of-the-box UI presents you with a comprehensive summary of the account, the policies that the customer holds, along with the information for all its related objects, and also the claim details. It will also notify the CSR that if there's any renewal pending for the customer or if there's any premium payment pending for the customer as well. Here you can see, as Julia Green had also called to inquire about one of her claims, which is a home insurance claim that she has raised due to a windstorm incident, the CSR can directly go to that record from this out-of-the-box UI, which is generated using the out-of-the-box prompt template action. So when we click on this, we'll be redirected to the claim. And here, the CSR need not go into the details of each and every related record for the claims, but can click directly on the insurance claim summary component, which in the back end gets all the grounding data necessary from the claims and its related object to provide a comprehensive summary of the status of the claim. So as you can see here, The claim in question is under negotiation, and it gives details of all the claim coverages, which is explained here, all the claim items which are associated with the claim, and all the claim participants, and also the payment details. The payment line items are defined along with their values and the statuses so that the CSR can respond to the customer in a comprehensive manner without wasting much time by diving into each and every record page of the claim related objects. So in this way, we saw that the CSR can be efficient in responding to queries from the customer using the out-of-the-box insurance account summary and insurance claim summary actions which you provide based on the prompt templates and the prompt builder flows which we are provided out of the box. Thank you. Here we see, moving on to the next section.
I'm gonna, before we go into that section, just curious if you guys have any thoughts on that one. As I was going through Agentforce information this week and trying to figure out the difference between Gen AI and this kind of autonomous AI or agentic AI that they have, it was really interesting to hear how that grounding data is so important as you look to potentially automate some of these things in the future. So the fact that they're doing some of these things kind of auto out of the box from a templated perspective, I thought was really neat. All right, I'm gonna keep going unless anyone else has anything. Just keep raising your hand if you need something.
For 252, we have initiated our foray into the data cloud capabilities for insurance. As this is just kind of an introduction for insurance and an insurance customer to the data cloud, I will be talking about it briefly in the upcoming slides. For 252 release, it's more about building the insurance foundations in data cloud with DMOs, calculated insights, and data streams. And we have worked on creating dedicated DMOs for all our key insurance entities in the data cloud. That includes insurance policy and claims, insurance policy related entities, which we'll see in the following slide. And on top of this, we'll continue to improve the base offering to make it easier for our customers to improve their data maturity via data cloud, right? As I mentioned, 254 is then the first step after the 252 release of DMOs in the data cloud. Then in 254, we'll be taking the first step or the second step into creating actionable insights using this data via DMOs that we have created, taking all this rich data and making suggestions and recommendations. I know it isn't easy. The first version of this will be more predictive and based on existing data. But as you see on screen, the ultimate vision is to power insights with AI, making them more holistic and scalable. But not only that, to make it personalized for each and every type of customers that we are catering to. So that is our end goal. And this slide depicts the objects which are available right now as DMOs in Data Cloud for our customers to start integrating with. And this is kind of a foundation for us in Data Cloud, and going forward in 254 and 256 and the release onwards, we'll be working heavily and investing in our Data Cloud capabilities, plus AI and calculated insights. Thank you so much. With this, I'll be handing over to Deepika, and if there are any questions regarding the sections that I just presented, I'll be answering on the chat box. Thank you so much, folks.
All right, and then I'm trying to remember where we started this.
Custom terms.
All right, so this particular one is all about the custom terms supported in the policy packages. Again, I had mentioned before, this is not something that was supported well before. And we've had to work with some workarounds in our clients as I've been working with them. So this is pretty cool to see how this is going to work. I'm really excited about it.
Which is policies less than 1 year in the insurance package. So what we have delivered in this release is support for any policy term which is less than 1 year. So we have enhanced the endorsement services, the cancellation service, reinstate, and the renewal and out of sequence endorsement. All of these to be able to support the calculations and the prorations of the premiums based on the action. So what, as an example, sorry, is there a question? Yeah, Fabrizio, you want to go ahead with your question? Maybe by mistake. Okay. So as an example, here in the demo that I will be showing, we have a policy of 121 days. So we start the policies, let's say from 1st September and ended by 31st December. And let's say we do a policy endorsement in the middle of the period, which is from 1st of October. So what I'm going to show you in the demo is how all the calculations happen in this new way, right? So far in the policy admin system, we were only supporting annual policies. So that was slightly restrictive. But now with this new feature, you will see the all the entire support. So let me know if you're able to listen into the video. I will be demonstrating the capability of managing policies with less than 1 year. This we are releasing as part of 252. Here I have an opportunity and from there I'm creating a code. Note that prior to 252, we were only supporting 1 year policies. Now I'm going to demonstrate any other term policies less than 1 year. So here I have added 2 cars and 2 drivers, and I'm just going to click on next. So this has some coverages associated. So I can add, say, travel accident coverage. And then do a save. So here we will still to use the term as annual only, but we can give effective dates which are different from annual. So let's say I have the policy starting of 1st of September till 31st of December. It's a 4-month policy, and I do a issue policy. So here, if you see, we get the policy details with a prorated amount, premium amount, even taxes and fees are prorated. So this takes us to the policy page, and here as well, you will see the breakup of each of the items. So you will see that the coverages that are added for each of the vehicles are all coming up, and also we have the prorated amounts in the details section. So if you look at here, the effective date is the 1st of September to 31st of December. And we have the standard amounts and then the term premiums, which are the prorated amounts. Now, once the policy is issued, we have also handled endorsements or modifications to the policy. So let's say I want to modify the policy as of 1st of October. So this is again supported. Let's say I want to add a new car. So if you see, the overall premium has slightly increased. I do a next. here you will see the new endorsed policy with 3 vehicles added. And if you go to the details as well, you will see that the original policy, which had 2 cars, is listed here. And then the newer policy is starting on 1st of October. And if you go to the original policy, you will see that the original policy is also delimited. So it's from 1st of September to 30th September, right? Now, so I am satisfied with this policy, and I also have the prorated premiums coming up here. Now, I can also go ahead and cancel. So we are supporting the cancel operation as well for custom terms. The cancellation date, let's say we want to cancel it from November 1st. So it will calculate the refund amount, the cancellation fee, and so on. And I just approve and proceed. So if you see now, this particular policy is cancelled and the expiration date is set to 31st of October, 1 day before the cancellation date. And you also have updated the term premiums based on the cancellation that has happened. So this way we are supporting all the actions on a policy, that is issuance, modification, cancellation, reinstate, and renew for custom term. That concludes the demo. Thank you. Yes, so that was the demo.
Okay. I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on that, but I was really excited about it. We do have another one that talks a little bit about the endorsement portion of things. See if I can get to it really quickly. And I know we're getting close on time here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share this one with me. Thanks, Kaz.
Is previously in the out of sequence endorsement, if there were any custom fields that were added, they were not getting copied over during the out of sequence operation. So for this, what we have done is we have introduced this ability to create a field set where you can add all your custom fields, and during the out of sequence endorsement, these fields will get copied over. So that's another enhancement that we are giving for this release. So I'll open that up for questions, if any.
All right. I think that is it. I don't believe that I have anything else here from the demo perspective, but I don't know if anyone had any thoughts of it, or I was really excited about some of the new features that are coming out. And for those of you who have not been on Financial Services Cloud or have been on it and they have not done a ton of insurance updates over the course of the last year or so. So this was really exciting to see that they are putting a significant amount of effort into it. And then, you know, with that broker force coming out here in February, that'll also be really neat too. All right, well, I think if no one else has anything, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap up here. So just again, a really quick thank you to everyone who participated today. I know that a lot of people like to go and watch this on my YouTube channel and things as well. So I'll make sure that that gets posted out there for everybody, along with the links to all the different resources that are out there for the demos, the release notes, and the slides that I had for today. I really appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with me on your very busy Friday, I assume, as people are going through. And we look forward to sharing a little bit more about the agentic AI for insurance capabilities here coming out in a couple of weeks. So thanks everyone for your time today. Appreciate you. And we will see you all soon. Thanks all.
Thanks, Danielle.